When we look onto the world stage, we have President Trump threatening trade wars. We have Brexit looming in the background. And as we see from the Italian election result, the rise of populism. What are the key priorities for this new government?
Well, first of all, Germany is back on the European stage after 5 months of trying to build a government. We now have certainty that there will be a strong and stable government in Germany, which is crucial for Europe and the European Union. And we want to support any initiative that wants to make Europe more secure. It's about securing our border, that it is not human traffickers to decide who is to enter Europe. It's about the defense union, and a very important project for us in Europe. You can see our neighborhood. There are more crises than ever, Russia, the Middle East, North Africa. So Europe needs to answer in a strong way, and we want to support that. And of course, there are still Brexit and trade issues with other partners. You mentioned the US, that needs a common and unified European answer.
When we speak about the trade discussion with the U.S. and the president himself calling it potentially a trade war, what should be the European response, and what is Germany's role in that?
First of all, it's talking and negotiating with our American friends. I mean, we are friends within the transatlantic partnership, and we shouldn't actually use the word war for it. There are issues that need to be discussed. By the way, towards China, we have the same kind of issues as President Trump is bringing up when it comes to steel, for example. And then we need to sit down with our American partners and have a deeper look if it is really the way they feel it, and if we should go this way of a circle where no side gets out, or if we should find a less confrontative solution for that. And for that, it's important to have a new government that is actually able to go to Washington to negotiate.
When you mentioned China, China has been investing heavily in companies in Europe and also in Germany. We had the Daimler investment by Geely last week. What is the government's thoughts on this, and is there a role for the government to play in regulating this in some way?
Definitely. We already have enforced our regulation on the European level, on the national level. And what we actually do expect from China is its mutuality. They are welcome as investors here in Europe and in other parts of the world, but then it must be allowed the same way for European companies to invest in China as well. And then there are some areas where technology is sensible, is crucial for Europe and for our security. And then, of course, it is not just easily possible to buy these companies, and for that we have definitely laws.
On the technology front, you're here talking about digitalization. Digitalization is something that's been very important to the new government. What steps do you need to take in this new government on the digitalization front, in particular here in Germany?
Well, Germany definitely needs to speed up in actually all areas. We have already started to invest in a broadband infrastructure all over the country. It's about the 5G technology. It's about data protection laws, that we see data as a value, as an economic value, and that we make it possible for our companies to deal with it as well. It's about e-government. Our government actually has too many digital offers for the citizens. We need to improve that. We are 20 years behind in that area, and we really want to speed that up. And it's about venture capital, for example. We want to become the most attractive hub for venture capital in Europe. We are on the way to it, but there's still work to be done.
Cryptocurrencies is also something that you've spent a lot of time talking about. Do we need to regulate cryptocurrencies, and do you see the possibility of taxing transactions that are done in cryptocurrencies?
Well, when it comes to taxation, by German law there is a rule for it, a regulation for it. It's actually treated like a dollar. If you buy dollars, it's the same way. When it comes to regulation generally, I always explain to our people, first of all, let us understand it before we regulate it. I think that's the right approach to deal with it. So the first step is not talking about regulation. The first step is having a close look what's going on. And I find it impressive what blockchain technology makes possible. By the way, not just for cryptocurrencies, for example for public administration as well. And then we need to see and to have a look where we still have the need for more regulation. In Germany, for example, the platforms that are dealing with cryptocurrencies are supervised by our financial supervision authority that is regulated. But what we really do need is an international approach. It doesn't help if we regulate the German ones. We need a worldwide approach. And that is why France and Germany took an initiative on the G20 level to talk about cryptocurrencies, what's going on there. First of all, understand it, and then if there is a need for international regulation.
There's been a lot of talk in recent months about the French-German relationship. How do you see that playing out as we now have the new government coming into place here in Germany and so many important decisions that need to be made on the EU stage?
Well, we really do like to see what's going on in France. There's a president who brought several initiatives on the European table, and we definitely want to go on with him. There's a French position, we need to define a German position, and then we need to find a European position with our partners, all the other countries that are there. It's not just France and Germany, but we have the chance to be an engine again, and that is about securing the border, which is very important for President Macron as well. It's about competitiveness. For example, that there is a common base for company taxation between France and Germany is something we are working on. Or a new center for artificial intelligence. I really want something to be built up, like at least a little Stanford that makes it possible for Germany, France and Germany to catch up with what's going on in the US and China. And we could do a common investment, France and Germany there. There's already a decision by our parliaments to do so, but now it needs to be done.
On the Brexit front, what do you think of Prime Minister May's latest proposals? Can they work in terms of what the post-Brexit relationship will look like?
Well, as always, you first of all need to sit down and have a closer look. We definitely, as I always said, want to have a very close relation with the United Kingdom. I'm very happy that more and more, week by week, our British friends are setting up their mind what they want or how they want it to be after having left, after the Brexit. And then there is working together on security issues is very crucial for us. The UK is a very important partner in this, and we want to keep it as an important and close ally in the security area. And then there is the question, as always, about trade, and that still needs to be figured out.